welcome back to Honestly Hannah, a new podcast hosted by me, Hannah Coda. In this podcast, I share all my honest opinions about all things going on in the world. This is episode 4, and I have a guest, my first guest. You could at least say something.
Like what? What do you want me to say?
Say hello.
I'm going to be as real as I can this whole time.
Okay. So if you guys haven't heard, my little brother is here. His name is Ethan. He's 2 years younger than me. I'm 25 and he's 23. He is currently a college student. You're about to graduate.
Yeah, like 3 months now.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. It doesn't really feel real yet, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah? Do you want to go get a job or are you going to go to grad school?
Well, I mean, a job in my field would be nice, but, I mean, you can't really do much with just a bachelor's in psychology. It's only like a few things you could do, so grad school seems more realistic.
Have you applied?
Not yet, because I'm not yet decided if I want to take time off or not.
I don't know.
Either a semester or two.
I told you should probably take a year off at least.
Well, yeah, that's what everybody's saying, but I don't know if I want to do that. Like, if I can get in right away.
It's just too stressful. Like, trying to do your undergrad work, like, your senior year and, like, all your projects. On top of that, being in COVID and not being in school. And then trying to apply to grad school.
Yeah, I mean, COVID's a really specific thing to be happening right now, too. There's not a lot of college student, like, seniors that would say that they're doing all this while COVID's going on, too.
I don't know how you're doing it, to be honest. Is it worse?
It's worse for me because online schooling... Like, I'd rather be sitting there in person taking notes.
Yeah.
I just learn better that way. But, I mean, it's doable.
Why don't you cut your hair? Everybody that knows you that's going to watch this is going to be like,
yeah,
I've never seen his hair that long.
Because no one has. I haven't. It's the longest it's ever been in my entire life. Like, ever. Even when it was long in middle school, it was like half as long as it is right now.
Yeah.
It's mostly just laziness and not wanting to get COVID from somebody cutting my hair.
Yeah.
That's why I asked Madison to do it.
Oh, God. So for those of you who don't know, Madison is our little sister. She is 6 years younger than me and 4 years younger than you.
Well, it's like close to 4 years, like 3 months. 3 years and 10 months.
Hopefully, I'm going to get her on the next episode. She is, I think, fully Gen Z. Like, she is the definition of Gen Z. And you're like the cutoff. Do you identify as a millennial or as Gen Z?
I don't know. That kind of stuff is like, I feel like there's been like intergenerations before, and honestly, I feel like that's where me and you are, even though like technically.
Yeah,
we're
that's
split,
true.
But...
Because I feel like I'm still like really like up to date with things. Like I feel like I'm really, I don't know, like I know all the like lingo and stuff.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't understand is TikTok. Do you have a TikTok?
No, TikTok is not a good app to be on.
Literally, I made one for this podcast, and everybody said that I was going to be addicted to it, and I have not gone on it.
That's good.
Unless I'm posting.
You should, like, totally deactivate your account and everything,
oh my God,
too.
Ethan. Do you not just, like,
proven.
believe in... I don't even know what social media you have because you've blocked me on everything.
Oh my God.
So I don't even know what you have. I know you have a Reddit.
No, yeah,
is that how you say it?
Yeah,
a Reddit?
A Reddit account? Yeah, I'm on Reddit. Yeah, but... Reddit's somewhere where you don't give out your username to anybody. It's like it's like a thing, yeah. But
what? Why?
To be honest, I don't even know why I have you blocked on Instagram. I don't even have a Twitter or a TikTok or Facebook or anything like that.
So the only thing you're on is Reddit?
It's Snapchat, but I don't know if you count that really.
Snapchat? I feel like Snapchat like died a long time ago.
No, what? Literally everybody I know uses Snapchat.
Oh my God, I just had this conversation with my significant other.
That's like how I mostly communicate with my friends. Even like
Are you
more
serious?
than text. Yeah.
So I was doing research into like Gen Z and millennials because like for Madison and stuff, and it said that Gen Z prefers like Snapchat because it like goes away in like 2 seconds.
Well, I mean, most of my friends that like if I'll just text them on there, we have it set so like it's like a full day before it disappears. So like it'll still disappear, but it's not like right away.
So why don't you just text each other?
I don't know. I think because on Snapchat now the group chat. Because me now, like, not having an iPhone and one of my other friends doesn't, so it's just easier to do it there rather than Like, they just get, like,
Oh,
picky
because they don't have
about...
an iPhone?
Yeah.
And now you don't have an iPhone
That's what
because
I'm
you
saying.
just switched.
Yeah, this is,
He
like, the best thing I
literally
ever
just
did.
switched, and all of our conversations are green now, and it makes me so upset because I'm trying to share things with you, and then I know it's not compatible, so I can't share it.
What do you
Like,
mean?
I was going to
you
share
can't
the
like my thing?
notes. No, I was going to share the notes, and I know you don't have notes.
I mean, I'm sure it would still be something I could look at, though. Like, you don't have to send a screenshot.
Yeah, it would be like
a link to somewhere.
To like, I don't know. It just makes our life.
We never use like shared notes
horrible.
before anyway.
Well, I do all the time.
I'm saying like with us.
So why did you switch?
Because there just like wasn't a lot of development from one iPhone to the next.
Okay, but what exactly are you doing on your phone that you need development?
I mean, at the end of the day, like this is still just a phone like the iPhone 12 is. That's like the current one you would compare it to. But I mean, personally, like the display is better and a bit more clear for me. I can multitask a lot better. There's a lot of I guess they call them like bubbles on your screen for like one app.
That's the only
and
thing.
You can, like,
yeah, because like if you're like video chatting, you literally can do like a million other things.
Yeah, and it's all still like on the same screen for you. Like when I navigate for DoorDash and stuff, Google Maps, it's a lot.
Oh.
It's just I don't know. It's easier. I can do more.
I guess.
And the battery life is ridiculous.
Oh my god. Okay.
I charged my phone yesterday morning, and it's on the same charge right now that it was yesterday morning. I haven't had to charge it again.
Well, do you use your phone?
Amazing.
Do you use your phone like that?
I'm like full navigating with maps for like hours every single day, and it hasn't died. It's insane.
Okay, so let's just kind of go into a little bit of what we are going to talk about in this episode, though, mostly, which is like all the nerdy stuff. That's what I'm calling it, the nerdy stuff.
That used to have a negative connotation, but
it's
not that bad anymore.
But now I think I 100% identify with it.
Well, it's all subjective, so yeah.
Okay, whatever.
I meant that like a good thing.
Okay. So we're going to talk about Harry Potter. If you guys don't know, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. Obviously, we both grew up with a lot of Harry Potter things, right? Like we used to play video games with our dad. We started playing video games on our own. We saw all the movies. We've read all the books. I went to the what I call Harry Potter World in London. And then we're going to get into some like Avenger stuff. By the way, who's your favorite Avenger?
Like from like the actual like the movies and stuff, or just like from the comics?
Well, it doesn't matter. Like whatever.
Yeah, it does. Right now, I don't know. I mean,
my answer is always really controversial, and people are like, "Why?"
Anything you say is going to be controversial with that.
Oh my god. Okay,
I mean,
so who?
Like of the lineup right now, I don't know. I mean, it's really tough to pick.
Also, who do you consider as Avengers, right? So, like, I know you're talking about comics and movies, but, like, people are, like, the dead, like, 7. Those are the only, like, people that can be Avengers. But, like, what about, like, Wanda?
Well,
and Vision?
That's what I'm saying. If we're going off the movies, everybody that's been in those movies is an Avenger.
Yeah.
Even if they haven't, like, said, oh, like, yeah, you're in the Avengers or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
Mine is Doctor Strange. I really liked that series.
To be honest, like he is an Avenger, but after I don't know. I mean, he wouldn't be like in my top 5 though. I don't think.
Not even in your top 5? He's literally my number 1.
I don't think I could pick like a number one.
Okay, so then who is it between?
Like, well, I don't know if you would
like
still
basic.
count.
You're not gonna say like Captain America or Iron Man, are you?
Well, no, because they're like kind of out now. If you're going forward from that.
What do you mean?
Like, what do you mean? What I mean?
What do you mean?
Well, one of them's like 1,000 years old, and the other one's dead.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, they would be in the top 5. They're like original lineup from the comics and everything. That's kind of why them two, Hulk, Thor, and the original Ant-Man, not the one that Paul Rudd plays. The guy that Michael Douglas plays.
Oh, Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the founder of the Avengers in the comics.
Oh, I didn't
know that. Like the original. Yeah. Him and the Wasp.
Okay, so pick one person.
Right now, probably Thor, but I think it's mostly because of what the
You're
director
only saying that because of the 3rd movie, because you love that movie.
Well, that's what I'm getting into. That the director that did that, his name is Taika Waititi.
Okay.
He's really good. I just really like what he did with everything in the last movie. That is what made him like. I didn't really care about Thor that much before. Like he was like whatever. Like, I didn't
really like Thor either. I didn't like the first 2 Thor movies. I didn't like them at all.
The second one was kind of whatever.
Yeah, the 3rd one was pretty good.
First one's pretty good. The 3rd one's my favorite for sure.
Yeah, and then they're making a 4th one.
Yeah, they're doing the show too. I think it's a
They're
show.
doing a show? I thought it
Yeah.
was a fourth movie along with the Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Well, he's gonna be in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but I think this one's called Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm pretty sure that's where I forget her name, the girl that played Valkyrie. Like Valkyrie's gonna
Oh,
be the
yeah,
main
yeah, yeah.
person. I forgot
Oh, that
Tessa
makes sense.
Thompson.
Tessa Thompson, I think.
But he's gonna be in it though.
Okay. But yeah, so we're going to get into that, and then we're going to get into The Mandalorian and our theories on what season 3 is going to be like. We're going to get into WandaVision and really dissect what has been going on the past season. Also, there's only one more episode of WandaVision, right? I think it's 8, because The Mandalorian is 8.
10. No, I know, but they said this
it's
one
gonna
and
be
then 8. A couple of them are 10, that's why. I can't remember what they said. It's probably 8, though.
Yeah, so we only have one more week left, so we get to discuss, like, what we think the ending is going to be. Anyways, so we're going to get into that at the end of the episode. Right now, we're going to go into the news. Okay, y'all, so let's go ahead and talk about what happened last week. My brother has chosen to opt out of this section, which is fine because, honestly, normally during this part, I just start going on rants, so it's fine. Let's go ahead and talk about TV shows. So, I know I'm really late to the game for this one, but Schitts Creek is amazing. I love that show. I'm on season 3 now. I started watching it a couple weeks back. I guess I'm just late to the game with this one. I know people had been talking about it. It won a bunch of Emmys, right? Like, it stole the whole category. I know that this is the last season, but you know what? Whatever. I think that as long as I found the greatness in it, right? And I can share that it's really good, that more people can watch it, like, whatever. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of Modern Family, but like a little bit more adult. Each episode is around like 20-25 minutes, and that's how I've gotten to like season 3 so far. I believe they ended it this season with season 6. And yeah, and it's up for some Golden Globes, and I know, like I said, it took all the Emmys in like the comedy section for like Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Best like comedy TV show. But it's really good. It is created by Eugene and Dan Levy, which are the two main characters who are actually father and son in real life. Dan Levy was in this movie that I watched over the holidays on Hulu, which, oh my gosh, what is it called? The one with Kirsten Stewart and, oh my gosh, why am I blanking? I think it's something The Happiest Season or that Christmas movie I will be watching forever. It is so good. It was on Hulu. I think it's called The Happiest Season. It's amazing. Like, if you haven't even seen that Christmas movie, if you want to wait till next Christmas, whatever, but it's a Christmas movie and it's so freaking good. Like, it's the best Christmas movie I think that has come out since like Elf. It's so good. But anyways, he's in that movie too, which is the first place I saw him, and then I saw him in Schitt's Creek, and he is an amazing actor. I know he was on SNL a couple weeks ago. Dan Levy, he is so good, and I think he's going to do amazing things like in the upcoming years. I want to talk quick about Firefly Lane. I haven't seen the whole thing, but I've been watching episodes here and there. It's trending on Netflix right now in their top 10. It has been for a while. It's with Katherine Heigl. And I don't like it. And I think the main reason is because, so they keep flashing back, right, to like the 70s, to like the early 2000s, even like the 80s, and like, I don't know, the fact that they're flashing back to like, I think it's like 2003 or something like that, and that's what they're counting as present time, I'm like, was it that long ago that we're now doing TV shows of flashbacks of the early 2000s? Like, that kind of bothered me. And I was like, I don't really want to watch stuff that happened in the early 2000s when I feel like it hasn't even been that long yet. I don't know, am I going crazy? That really bothered me about the show, so I kind of just stopped watching it. We're going to talk about WandaVision later with my brother, whom I've been literally calling every single week after I watch WandaVision so that we could talk about the episode, because sometimes I don't know certain things about the MC universe, or like, I don't know, like sometimes I just have to discuss. Like that whole thing with Evan Peters, I was like, I'm so confused because I saw him in an X-Men movie and not like as an Avenger or anything. So we'll talk about that later. Going into movies, I did watch The Little Things. It's on HBO Max, and it's with Denzel, Remy, and oh my goodness, I'm blanking right now. But the lead singer of 30 Seconds to Mars. Oh, why am I blanking right now? I know I'm gonna remember his name later, and then I'm gonna be really upset. But I watched it. It didn't get so great reviews, and I remember seeing it and being like, "Wow, Denzel, like Remy, like it's gonna be a really good movie." And I watched it, and it wasn't that great. And the reason why it wasn't that great was because of the ending, which, after reading the reviews like on Rotten Tomatoes and on IMDb, everybody was really upset about. But like before they get to like the main part of the ending, because there's like a main part of the ending, the rest of the movie was beautiful. I thought it was really good, fit all of their characters, all of their like roles. I thought it was super good, and then the ending came and I was like, yeah, this is lame. But I still suggest you check it out, especially if you like crime type of movies or if you like anything that Denzel's in, which I'm one of those people. I would still go watch it, just don't be upset when the ending is not fulfilling. Going on to more movie things. So one thing that everyone was talking about, including like my friends, was the Cruella DeVille trailer came out. Disney released it with Emma Stone. I had known that Emma Stone was cast as Cruella DeVille. Like I remember when everyone was talking about it. And the trailer came out, and I have to say, I'm not sure. I don't know how I feel. And I hope that it's going to be amazing. I do like Emma Stone. I don't really have anything against her. But there's just something about the trailer that was a little off. And I feel like I didn't get the full story, didn't get the full feel of Cruella, right? Wasn't super, super scared, but still intrigued. So I'm hoping that the movie, does well, and it's coming out in a couple months. Like we don't have to wait forever for it. So I'm definitely going to be reviewing that movie when it comes up. But as of right now, I'm not too sure about the trailer. I don't know how I feel. Go watch it. Again, only like 2 or 3 minutes, and maybe you'll see what I mean. Going on to music, I have to mention it real quick. Ariana released her deluxe album, which was the rest of the album that she released, I think, back in October, or around that time. And surprise, surprise, I didn't really like the rest of the tracks. She added 4 more tracks to what she's calling the deluxe album, and I liked one of them. I liked Main Thing. Main Thing was my favorite song out of all of them, and I think it really fit with the album, but I feel like a lot of artists right now are releasing albums that are with the vibes, right? Like they're very quarantine vibes. They're not albums that they're going to tour with. They might do a couple songs, like in later tours, but these are very much like, they're not studio albums to me, right? So like they're just very, I don't even want to say acoustic, but they're just very like chill. And I think labels right now are really just appreciative. I think that artists even want to release music during a global pandemic, and I don't know. The whole album just wasn't my favorite, so I'm hoping that whatever she releases next will be better for me personally. I know that that a lot of people love this album, so if you love it, you love it. I still love her. That's not going away. Just new music that I started listening to this week, and it's not new per se, but it's new to me. There's an artist called Lauv. I think that's how he pronounces it. It's Lauv. My friend Jen introduced me to him almost like a year ago to one of his songs that she really liked. And ever since then, I've been kind of listening to him on and off, but he has such good, like feel-good poppy music, and I'm just really digging him. And I'm sure you will have all, like, once you like look him up, you have all heard one of his songs before. But I have a playlist of his going right now, and I'm really liking it. I really, really like it. And yeah, if you want to go check him out, let me know what you think. It's super poppy, like I said, super pop, like music that you just scream your lungs out to and you kind of dance around. That's what I feel like it is. And then finally, music, something that happened this week, and I said I was going to talk about it because 2 days ago, I posted on my story a video of Bad Bunny and Rosalia performing on SNL. Mind you, I pretty much watch SNL every week. I have since I was a really little like girl. My dad would always watch it. He would record it Saturday nights because he would never like be able to stay up late. Because we would watch it like at the actual midnight and not like the East Coast time. He would record it, and then Sunday mornings we would wake up and watch it, and he would fast forward through the skits that weren't so good, because I just feel like that's like the reputation of SNL, right? Like, there's maybe one or two really, really, really good skits for the night, and you kind of just have to go through the rest of the skits to find that one really good skit that everybody talks about the next day, and that is really funny. And I think for this week, even though it was the Duke from Bridgerton, I think he did a pretty good job. I think what everyone was talking about after this SNL episode was Bad Bunny and Rosalia. So for those of you who don't know who Bad Bunny is, which again, I don't know how, but Bad Bunny is an artist from Puerto Rico. He is hitting it big pretty much globally right now. He has a really unique voice. Like the first time I heard it, I was like, whoa, that voice does not go with that face. So I think that's like one of the really big things that people catch or find interesting when they first listen to his music. He has a really deep voice. But he is 100% an artist. He's very unique. He breaks a lot of boundaries. Um, he I think is just a really good influence, especially for the younger generation right now. He's not doing so crazy things, and if he is, I'm unaware of them. But I enjoy his music, and I really like him, even though I don't really understand most of the lyrics because they're all in Spanish. Rosalia, on the other hand, Rosalia is from Spain. She is, I want to say, like, top of the game, right? Like, artist in her genre as well. And I've loved her for quite a couple years now. Actually, I liked her before I even liked Bad Bunny. I think she has a beautiful voice. Like, I think she has a beautiful voice. She can dance. She's definitely getting in with like the right crowd right now. Her best friend is Kourtney Kardashian, and then the rest of the Kardashians like kind of jumped in, as well as like Addison Rae. Like, she's in the like that type of like bubble of friends, which I just think is so random because Rosalia, I believe, is around my age, like mid 20s, and Addison Rae is like I think like in her early 20s, like 21-ish, 20 something like that, and that whole friendship, like, not that I'm like trying to diss on them or anything, but I think we can all agree it's just a little weird, like it's a little unusual, especially with Kourtney being like over 40 years old and just having like these young friends. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just, it's a little unusual to see. But Rosalia is definitely in with like that group as well. So she is for sure like booming right now. At least I personally think that she is. So Bad Bunny and Rosalia perform on SNL. They've already kind of been rumored to like be dating, right? Like quote unquote dating, or like something's going on. The song that they sang is on Bad Bunny's new album, and they've been promoting it. It's his new single. And so she comes on SNL and she performs with Bad Bunny. And it's steamy, right? So on my Instagram stories, I am live recording my reaction to this performance because I knew I could feel it. I could feel something was going to happen. And the performance was just super, super steamy. Like, they're looking into each other's eyes. They're trying not to look at each other. Like, Rosalia's looking at him like she is in love, you guys. She is, I'm assuming this is all for PR. Like, I really do think it's all for PR, which is fine. I don't think it's that real. But she pulled it off, y'all. I was literally eating it all up. I was so happy because I think that they would be perfect together. It's like the perfect like Cinderella story. Like, it would be like, I hate to give this reference, but it would be like the Justin and Britney. Like Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears. Like, that's what it would be right now. Like, they're both at the top of their games. Like, I just would love for it to happen, but I don't know if it's actually happening. I don't think it's actually happening. I think it was a great PR stunt. But if for some reason they get together later, it would make me so happy because I think they look perfect together and I love both of them. I even think I love Rosalia more. So I just think it would be great. Going on to other topics, stuff that I just learned over the internet. So obviously there's some natural disasters going on in Texas right now, which I don't remember like before this week if they hadn't even announced like there was going to be such extreme weather. I just like heard about the aftermath and like all of the horrible stuff that's been happening. I have been following it through Chip and Joanna, who are the host of Fixer Upper. If you guys ever watched HGTV, I love Chip and Joanna. Literally, like, I love HGTV. If I'm not on my phone watching videos, YouTube, on social media, I am watching HGTV. I don't know why. I just have always watched HGTV all the time. But they're coming out with their new network, and they have, they actually posted on their social media that all of their new businesses and everything that was in the works actually were destroyed by the severe storms that they were having, which they were like, you know what, there are people that need more than us right now, and our businesses are basically completely scrapped. So they've been donating a lot, and they've provided links, so I've been following that. I've donated to those links because really those are the only like main people that I know in Texas, and so and they're from Waco, Texas, which is like literally like a suburb and way, way, way far. It's like in the middle of Dallas and Houston, I believe, or I don't know. I know when I was in Dallas, it took me about an hour to get there. So yeah, I've been really following with that, helping out where I can, but it's really scary. Especially because like I don't know, it didn't seem like anybody was prepared for it, and it's so scary that it can take out a whole state, and that state is huge. Texas is huge, so I am hoping for everybody like that. Everybody gets out of it okay. Kim and Kanye's divorce. So it was officially announced. I believe Kim filed for divorce. I know there was like rumors before, but she officially filed for a divorce this past week. Divorce is so messy. No one ever wants to go through a divorce. Like, not like the two people that are actually getting divorced, not the kids, not the families. Like, nobody wants to ever go through a divorce. I believe statistically, it's like the number 2 most stressful thing that you could ever like go through in your life. So I'm really just hoping that they both come out of it with their sanity, to be honest, because especially being in the public eye and them being literally, I think, the most sought out, like publicized couple, I think, ever, to be honest. I think it's going to be really hard, especially if they have to go to court and do like court hearings and stuff. So we'll keep up with that, but divorce is messy, and I just hope that they can get out of it okay. Jojo Siwa, again, was trending in the news. I promise you I'm not that big of a Jojo Siwa stan, but somehow her name keeps coming up. DaBaby, who is a rapper, posted a video, I believe, doing some freestyle, and he mentioned her name and, like, supposedly dissed her, whatever. I saw it, I read it, and I guess that was the point, right? He wanted us to look at this video, he wanted us to hear this freestyle, and it got everybody talking, but also, dude, you're, like, attacking a child. She's 17 years old. I know she is, like, a public influencer, like, I know she's out there, but she's 17. Like, there's no need, you know? I don't know, it just doesn't seem right to me. I hope it goes away. I know even today, James Charles and like a couple other YouTubers like jumped in trying to defend her, which was cool, but like also I just think that we should just put it to rest. Yeah, and then just mention the whole thing with Texas about Ted Cruz going to Cancun in the middle of a huge natural disaster in his state. Look, I am just laughing at all the memes that came out of this, like especially like the immigration ones, like, oh, so you agree that you should flee to another country to like help out your children and make sure that they're not in a disastrous state? Which, like, yes, like the Mean Girl memes, I know I know you guys know what I'm talking about, but honestly, dude, you know you messed up. Just claim ownership and go back to Texas, which he did. He didn't completely, take ownership. He blamed it on his daughters, but just focus on trying to get your state back to a sense of normalcy, please. Going into food, so I posted on my Instagram as well that I was trying some new food. I really tried to like find like LA based like small businesses that I can try out. This particular place is called Bang Noodles. A lot of the YouTubers that I watch tried out this food, so I was like, oh, I have to try it out. It's actually a pre-order only place. Like you can't walk up and order something. You have to order it like days in advance, which made me think, okay, like this is gonna be really good. Like so many people get it, and it was like going out, like it was literally appointments were leaving like as I was trying to sign up. So I'm like, oh, okay, like it must be like a cool spot, right? I went and got it. Honestly, I paid with tip, like I paid, I think, a little like excessive. Like it was kind of expensive, you guys, I'm not gonna lie. um and then I took it home. There's nowhere for you, obviously, to sit down and eat. Even if there was, I wouldn't have. But I took it home and I ate it, and it wasn't that good. Honestly, I would give it like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. The noodles, which I guess what they're known for, obviously in the name, are like these long stringy noodles that they like string out and like do it by hand, which is really cool to watch. But I don't know, like it was just missing something. Like there was like some spices or just something missing. I got it with beef, and then my significant other got it with beef and mushroom. And we just both agreed like it just wasn't that good, and that there was something missing, like an ingredient, like a taste. Like the noodles themselves obviously were really good, but the whole thing like as an entree, like I don't know, it wasn't that good. So maybe I need to try it again, maybe get something different, but I don't know. It just wasn't that good to me. Just stuff going on in the world. I just thought it was really funny that the Vatican was trending, because I guess they announced that all of their employees have to get vaccinated or that they'll be fired. At least that was the headline on all of the news articles that were reporting about it. Once I got into the news articles, though, it just, from what I read, it says that they were thinking about enforcing that. I'm not sure if later in the week they came out with a statement saying that they would be enforcing that 100% for employees, or for, you know, whoever is like, who works there, right? And then on Twitter, people were just going in on this guy. He's a representative, I believe, either from North Carolina or South Carolina. I can't remember. But he tweeted in response to these articles, like, this sounds illegal. Like, we should not let this happen. This sounds like, whatever. And people were just going at him. Like, the Vatican is not run by American law. You sound ridiculous right now. Like, who's going to tell him that, like, the Vatican is not in America, and has, a complete other way of ruling, right? And it was just really funny to me. Honestly, I thought that it was funny to see the responses, as in like, yeah, that does sound illegal, and yeah, you can't enforce this, and yeah. Like, we're the whole world doesn't run on American law. The whole world does not have American beliefs. You cannot, I don't know. You have to understand, like, read the room. Like, I don't know, like, really just think about what you're saying before you tweet it, maybe. I think that would suffice. But yeah, that was really everything that I want to talk about that happened last week. I'm now going to go into a segment with my brother where we talk about WandaVision, the MC universe as like a whole, Harry Potter, Star Wars, The Mandalorian, just like a really cool like discussion on all of those things. I am a nerd at heart, and I don't even like to say like it's nerdy. I think a lot of people who don't classify themselves as nerds love all of those fandoms, right? So let's go ahead and jump into that section. Okay, so we are going to start off with WandaVision, because in the news portion that I just talked about, I mentioned that I wanted to talk about WandaVision. Anyways, so we watched episode
7, I think.
7, yeah, episode 7 today. I already had seen it, but...
Yeah, I hadn't seen it yet. I usually watch it every Friday, but... I don't know. I was surprised that they threw in that character, Agatha.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that, because in the comics, she's like a teacher to Wanda, and she helps her, get better with her magic and stuff like that, and actually teaches her about magic. Yeah, she's a witch. She like does magic.
Agatha?
Yeah.
Not Wanda though.
She's not like she's called Scarlet Witch, but she's not like a witch like Agatha is.
She's called Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, that's her character name. What?
The fandom's gonna come for me. I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
That's like her first thing. Most people know her as that rather than Wanda.
Oh.
That's why like with the MCU going by Wanda a lot is kind of unexpected.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a fake fan if I call her Wanda?
No, not anymore. You would have been like 10 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, so obviously, I'm sorry if you're already listening, but spoiler alert. So they say that Agatha, which is her best friend in the show, is the culprit. She is the person.
Agatha all along.
Honestly, I love her so much. I started watching her in, do you remember that show Crossing Jordan?
No, I didn't watch that stuff.
Me and Mom used to watch it. Like, I was 10 years old watching it with her and Nana.
Are you talking about the actress?
Yes.
Like Catherine Hahn?
Yeah.
Well, I saw her first in Parks and Rec. I loved her in that too, though. She's really
that's
good.
True. She can play any character, though. So, like, in Crossing Jordan, she was, like, this secretary type character who was, like, really naive. It was, like, Law and Order.
Oh.
It was like
okay. I thought it was something else.
No, it was literally, like, the beginnings of Law and Order. So, like, Law and Order came out, and then that was, like, the next show after it, Crossing Jordan. I remember I loved it, and it was only, like, 3 seasons or something.
Yeah. I remember hearing about it, but I never watched it with you guys or anything.
Yeah. I really like her. So I'm happy that they casted her.
Yeah, I mean, I figured she would have a bigger part than just, like when I saw the actress who it was, I didn't think it was going to be that, obviously, but...
Okay, so where do you think they're going to go with it? Because I don't think it was just her who, like, made this universe, right? Like, I don't think...
Like, where they're, like, Westview?
Well, because they said Vision, like, can't leave, right? Because he'll die. So I do think that Wanda had some part in it. See, my question is now, because remember they had that video of Wanda, like, breaking into that, what's it called, facility to get Vision?
Like in the show that they showed the video?
Yeah, they showed the video of her breaking in, remember?
Yeah.
I don't think it was her. I think it might have been Agatha.
She might have been... Because Agatha can't, like, full-on shapeshift like that. She might have been controlling Wanda at the time.
Maybe.
I might go back to that.
Because, okay, so in the, like, timeline, right? Because I just watched the Avengers today, the Endgame, right?
So,
so
like,
she
for the
goes,
first time?
No, Ethan.
Oh my God.
We saw it. What
That's
are you talking about? We
I
saw
don't
it
know
in
what
the
you're talking
theaters. So, okay, so it's the funeral, right? They're
Yeah.
at Tony Stark's funeral.
Yeah.
And then it's literally like a week later that all this happens, right? This is like next in the timeline.
Like a week or two.
She wasn't angry at the funeral. Like, I literally just watched it today. She was just sad. Like, and it looked like she was getting over it.
Like, about Vision? I mean, how
about
could
Vision.
You tell, though? I mean, they just, like, pan over everybody.
I know, I mean, but I just don't see her character, unless it happens in the comics, which I don't know.
Like, this kind of storyline?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I haven't heard of it.
So this is my main question. Like, how true is all of this to the comics? Dad would probably know.
Dad, he might, because the thing is, like, with this, what they're doing in the show, I'm pretty sure the show, like, I haven't heard of this kind of storyline specifically anywhere. That's why I was surprised that they changed kind of, like, who Agatha was. Like, she's supposed to be, like, a villain now.
But she's always, but in the comics, she's not.
She's been, like, an anti-hero, but she's also helped Wanda. Like I said, like, she's, like, a mentor for a while.
I just don't know where they're going with this.
Yeah, that's why I think...
Like, what are they trying to say?
I don't know. Well, obviously... If Agatha can, like, do all this, like, if she's been controlling Wanda like that, then Wanda's not as strong as she's been made out to be this whole time.
Right.
Or Agatha's just, like, crazy powerful. I really don't know.
Or it's like both of them, or somebody controlling Agatha.
Maybe.
To do this.
But I don't. There hasn't really been any, like, hints at that or anything like that I've seen anyway.
I don't know. I actually didn't really like this, though. I didn't like how they twisted it that way. I wish they just would have went with this whole theory of, like, Wanda, that she was doing it because she was hurting.
Oh, I don't know. They might have thought that was a little shallow of, like, a story arc or the character arc.
Yeah, because then they were like, maybe she is the villain when, of course, she's not. She's an Avenger. She can't be a villain.
But the thing is, like, she was, like, owning up to it for a while.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Like, even she thought that she had...
She was doing it.
She thought she was doing it. She thought she had... I don't know what she was... I forgot what she was calling her in the show, but... Is it, like, Agatha's show, her character name. Whatever, which, like, she thought that she was controlling her, too, for a long time.
I thought it was Agatha.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think that's her actual name. Like, I think that's what they call her. But also, so I know they're saying that whatever happens in this, like, in this world, right, is, like, real. Are the twins real? Are they gonna go away?
No, I think they're real because they have the
Okay,
powers
then
that
they
they
need
have
to
in the comics
recast
too.
Ethan.
Well,
I
you
already
know what
told
they're
you.
gonna do already. Once this show is over, or by the end of the show, maybe the next 2 episodes, they're gonna age up and they're gonna have like young. They're gonna be young adults, like probably actors we know. And then from there, those actors, whoever they pick, they're gonna be like the mainstay.
Is it Sprouse twins?
Yeah, maybe.
Imagine.
That doesn't really sound that far off, except for
It would be Dylan and Cole.
I know.
Dylan.
They
That
could
would be
do
so
it.
funny.
Isn't one of them like one of them's not really doing anything right now, right? Probably
Dylan,
free.
but I think he's like engaged and like living his
yeah,
life.
he's with that model, huh?
Yeah, he's with that girl.
Yeah, but
I don't know. So we were watching the last episode today. I told my brother like they really need to recast these twins. Like they could have done a better job. They really could have.
I really like. I don't even hate them like that though. Like you,
they
like, hate
don't
them.
look anything alike, and even if they were fraternal
I mean,
twins, like I don't know.
They have the same hair color, the same type of hair.
Oh
they
my
have, like,
God.
the same.
The
They're just kids,
details.
you know?
One has like freckles all over the place, the other one doesn't. Like.
Okay, but Vision's their dad.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So why don't they have British accents?
Because they're growing up in America. That's why.
Anyway, so those are our predictions, right? So it's obviously going to go the Agatha route, but I don't think Agatha is 100% evil. Especially in the comics, if she's like a teacher.
She's probably trying to get something out of this. Like she's probably trying to.
Or what if she's working with?
What
if she's working with what's his face? Because what's his face wants Vision.
What's his face? Oh, the guy.
Yeah, what's his name?
I think it's Hayward.
Hayward, yeah. He wants Vision.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. I don't really. They'd have to. I need more.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning. 9 episodes. So.
Oh yeah.
Next week is not the season finale. The season finale will be on March 5th. There are 9 episodes. At least that's what the internet says.
The internet?
The internet. I have to, at least say where I got my information.
The internet is so general, though. Like a website or something.
Okay, so I think we should move on to The Mandalorian. Because I have real theories about this one. So I just finished The Mandalorian not too long ago. You just finished The Mandalorian not too long ago. Yeah. I stopped watching The Mandalorian, though, when it came out. And I told you this, right? So when it first came out, I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes, and I was bored.
Why?
It was the same, plot every single episode.
It's a Western. That's why.
It's a Western?
Yeah. Like the genre of storytelling that it is?
Yeah, I know. It's like Jon Favreau's,
Jon Favreau.
His genre. That's his thing.
Well, that's why. He's just so good at it. This has been, the best Star Wars content in a long time.
Do you think it's going to win at the Golden Globes? It's nominated.
Well, I'd have to. Who is the other nominees?
It's some really good shows, but I think it's up there.
Shows. I mean, I would just say yeah because I think it's really good, but I don't watch other TV enough to know.
I think they're gonna give. I think they might give it to him just because of that ending. So yeah. So I watched the first couple episodes, and then I actually saw a tweet on Twitter that was like, "Who is that Jedi?" or something like that. And so I was like, "What?" And so I watched the rest of it, and then that's when I called you crying.
Wait. From the first season?
No, second season. The second season, yeah.
Yeah. Which one are you talking about, though? There's 2 Jedi. I'm pretty sure people know who Luke is.
Yeah. No, it was Luke, but I didn't know what the tweet was about. I was like, what? Because I hadn't gotten to the first Jedi yet, whatever her name was.
Her name is Ahsoka Tano.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you know that.
Everybody knows that. Okay. She's very popular.
Okay. Well, I didn't know, so...
Well, yeah, you didn't watch the series that she was in. That's why.
Oh, probably, yeah. No, I've literally only seen this... and the movies. Yeah, I haven't seen Clone Wars.
Star Wars: The Clone Wars. That's where she came out.
Oh, okay.
She was.
Wait, I thought that was animated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is the first time she's live action. She's that actress is the first person to play her.
And she's a famous actress too.
Yeah. Yeah, she did a really good job. I think the look was a little off, but I can't really put my finger on what it was. But the job that she did as a character was really good.
So, speaking of the end, again, spoilers if you haven't seen it. So Luke shows up, takes Grogu. I don't know why. It just doesn't stick in my head. I don't think they should have named him that. Grogu. I want to keep calling him Baby Yoda.
He's not Yoda though.
I know, but
that's why it doesn't. If
I
anything,
just don't like that name. I don't like that name.
In the credits for 90% of the show, he's the child.
The child. I'd rather call him the child.
The kid, the child.
So Luke comes and picks him up, and then if you follow the Star Wars timeline, so the Mandalorian is supposed to happen between 6 and 7, right?
Yeah.
You've had to tell me this multiple times because I always get confused.
I think it starts like 10 years after episode 6 or something like that.
Well, how much time is there between 6 and 7?
30 years.
What?
Oh wait, 6 and 7.
There's 30 years
Yeah.
between episode 6 and episode 7?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right.
Because the last one actually came out 83, and then
wait, so it's like real time?
Well, pretty much. That's why they account for all the characters being 30 years older.
Oh my god!
I think for real.
That's so lazy.
What 32? Yeah, 32 years in real life. So it's like 30 years in Star Wars.
Okay.
How's that lazy? That's exactly what you should do.
I guess. Okay, so it's between 6 and 7. So we all know when 7 comes in, or we learn later down the line, like with episode 9, when 7 comes in, that Luke, Leia, what's his name?
They said it in episode 8.
What's his name? Adam Driver's character?
His name is Ben Solo.
Okay,
it's Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren. There we go. I was thinking of Kylo
now
Ren,
he's
not
Ben
Ben
Solo.
I guess. Okay, so anyways, we know that Kylo Ren
I told you that was going to happen, by the way.
destroys the village of all the little Jedi. All the baby Jedi.
That's why
the question is...
sad. Grogu definitely dies.
No, he doesn't.
Lasted that long.
No, you know what happens? The Mandalorian is going to come and save him.
Hopefully. But then why would he do that, though?
And they're going to go off on another planet, and they're going to live happily ever after while 7, 8, and 9 are happening. And then the Mandalorian and the child, a.k.a. Baby Yoda...
is probably dead by that point.
No. Baby Yoda is going to pop up on episode 10. And then we have 10, 11, and 12 about the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda.
The thing is, the episodes themselves are about the Skywalker lineage.
Yeah, but I think we're done with the Skywalkers.
Well, what I'm
Rey,
saying
like,
is
effed it all up.
No, that's why at the end of that movie, she calls herself Skywalker.
Exactly.
It's going to continue with her in some way.
Well, that was dumb.
I don't know if she'll be the main person. Skywalker is bigger than just an actual family. That's what it is.
What?
Like, it's more than just, like, a name that a family has. It's, like, a bigger idea. The type of person you are. Like, the way you live your life. Corruption?
And evil?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Every Skywalker has become somewhat corrupt and evil at one point in time.
And they all have redeemed themselves. That's true. Just like Ben Solo. He's not like a Skywalker per se, but...
I mean, yeah, technically he is.
I mean, yeah. Obviously his mom is his mom, but I don't know. That's what I'm saying, like him.
Okay, so then
the Rise of Skywalker was about Rey and Kylo. Well, Kylo Ren's dead, actually, you know.
Well, yeah.
And technically Ben is dead too, but that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, so what do you think is going to happen? What is season 3 going to be about?
With the Mandalorian?
Yeah.
To be honest, I have no idea. Because if he's not, like, the whole time this has been, like, him and the child, like, him getting him back to his kind, which turned out to be Jedi rather than other members of his race, like other Yodas and stuff. Which I was really expecting. I wanted to see that, just like a bunch of
baby Yodas,
or like a bunch of people.
Well, because another symbolism thing that we didn't talk about is the fact that so Baby Yoda comes in as Yoda just died, right? I mean, not just died. You just told me it's 10 years later, but like.
Yeah, but you know what I'm gonna say too.
Does
Yoda's
Yoda
not really
die?
Dead. He's not really dead. But yeah, he's dead.
He's reincarnated into the child, the Baby Yoda.
That doesn't happen. He's just one with the Force now. He's just in the Force.
But maybe he's in the child.
He could be like influencing the child or something.
Like, what if it's his like son or his daughter? We don't even know the gender or the sex of the child.
That's true. That's true. But the thing with Yoda is Jedi don't have children. You can't have children. That's why I don't think it's his offspring.
Okay, so then what about Anakin?
That's the whole point. That's why they wanted to. They didn't let him on the council, and that's why he turned to the dark side, was to save his family.
Well, yeah. Okay, so you have absolutely no idea. No guesses, no anything.
Well, I think Ahsoka will come back in some way. It might be that she reconnects with Luke and Grogu somewhere. I mean, not like reconnects. So
you think they're going to follow the Jedi now, not the Mandalorian?
No, they're definitely... The Mandalorian's going to be in it. Like, that, it's a show.
Literally, the Mandalorian. That's what I'm saying. I think the Mandalorian is going to go to wherever Luke and the school is on that rock. I don't even know. I don't know terms.
I don't know.
I don't know places. The freaking Star Wars universe is way too big for me even to try to, like, figure out all these planets.
I don't know, like, at what point Luke actually starts the, like, training all those Jedi again. Because that, like he said in episode 8, that he had to go and, like, recruit all these Jedi. Like, he had to feel them through the Force. And so that's what we saw in The Mandalorian, is he was able to feel Grogu calling out to him.
So the child is the first kid, then?
It might be. He might just he might
Oh,
be
and
one of
maybe
the
we'll
first.
like
He might be like the
follow
end.
that journey.
Because Luke showing up by himself to get him doesn't mean that there's no other Jedi.
Yeah.
They might have just been, somewhere else under the protection of somebody else like that.
Yeah.
Or he could have been the first one,
Yeah.
Grogu.
Okay.
Which, that would be really interesting.
I need you to state something about the Star Wars universe because it's very controversial.
I always have the right answers.
Okay, but what I'm about to ask you is very controversial.
Okay, I've probably heard it before.
Where are you? What is your favorite sequence?
What do you mean? Like from the Mandalorian?
I'm trying to
like
get you to say that your 1 through 3 for you is the best.
My favorite movie
trilogy.
is Empire Strikes Back.
That's not what you told me.
That's been my stance for like 5 years at least.
Okay, but you said that you liked the prequels.
Yeah, I do. And pretty much everybody our age does. We it's like a running thing that, yeah, they're really cheesy and like the dialogue is bad and
I thought they were
the
good.
storyline's bad. The storyline's not bad. It's really not that bad.
I honestly do think 7 through 9 were the best though.
I think that's probably like the least common opinion, to be honest. Out of all those, people like 7 the most.
7 was
hate
good.
8 and 9 was like. Okay.
I liked 8.
So did I.
8
I loved
a lot.
it. That was out of that trilogy. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
But people can't. They're not happy when they don't get what they want, so they just trash the whole movie.
Yeah.
You swear like all these things these characters done was out of character, and they really weren't.
We should get Dad in here to talk about Star Wars. So as a family, we usually always go to the movies to watch these type of movies. So like anything with the Avengers, like Harry Potter World, Star Wars, like anything like with major, I don't know, like backings. I don't know.
Like, yeah, I guess they just have
like a following,
a huge fan base. Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, huge fan bases.
Cultural things, like everybody knows Harry Potter. Everybody knows Star Wars.
We go together as a family. So me, my dad, my brother, and my sister, we all go together. And when we went to go see episode 9, Dad literally was like crying. And he was like, I never thought, like, as an 8-year-old kid, I would be sitting here with my 3 adult children watching the end of Star Wars.
And it kind of got discounted, too, because they're planning 2 more trilogies.
2?
6 more movies.
6? I thought it was just 3. 1 more.
I mean, that's, like, what's really in work right now. Like,
yeah.
It's more concrete. But, yeah, they have, like, big plans.
Yeah.
Like, when they announced the last trilogy, they were like, yeah, there's 3 more. So after this one's done, there should be 2 more trilogies.
That's crazy. That's a lot.
That means, depending on how long they take it, you might be watching it, like, with our kids, too. And it'll be, like, a whole new generation of stuff.
That's weird to think about.
Yeah, that's why he felt like that.
Yeah.
I don't
know. Let's move on. Okay, so let's get into Harry Potter. What house are you in? For the viewers, they need to know.
Well, on the Pottermore thing that I did, yeah, that's what I'm going off of. I was in Gryffindor.
Okay. A true Gryffindor? Or have you gotten something else before?
Well, no, I only did it one time, so that's all I have to go off.
Oh my god, of course. So yeah, you're a true Gryffindor.
Yeah, so...
Literally every time I've gotten it, I've gotten something else.
Yeah, I know.
I have gotten everything but Hufflepuff.
Not super valid. I think if I were to do it again, I'd probably get Ravenclaw before the other 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm like a mix, though, between like Ravenclaw and Slytherin.
No, you are Slytherin. That's why I don't know where you're wearing this right now.
Well, because it's from the Harry Potter store.
Yeah. Where's your Slytherin mug? I think it's cool.
My Slytherin mug?
Yeah, or the cup you had. I saw something in the
the cup that my friend Alyssa got me. Yeah, it's in the cupboard. Yeah, I know, that was really cool.
Cup's really nice.
So, in the Harry Potter world, we have a couple things going on. The 3rd Fantastic Beasts movie is coming out. I actually was just reading an article the other day, and people were like, the same thing that you just said about Star Wars. Like, they were bashing the first movie, so they thought the whole, like, series would be bad. So, I guess people
Fantastic Beasts?
Yeah.
I heard the second one was the one that everybody hated. The first one was, like, pretty good.
I loved the second one.
I still haven't seen it.
You still haven't seen it?
No.
Didn't we go see it together?
No.
Are you sure?
I've never seen the second movie.
The second one is way better than the first one. Like, way, way, way better. I'm just telling you
what I heard. Like, for some reason, I don't know, like, they think, a lot of people view this series as just like a cash cow, like a cash out.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that. I don't like Newt. I don't like the main character. I think his character's dumb.
I liked him in the first movie, and when they talk about him, like, in Harry Potter lore, like, in the books and stuff, like, like, the book he wrote the book on Fantastic Beasts and everything, he's a really big figure in, like, wizard history and stuff.
I just don't like the way that they did his character. like he's not the shining like star, and I thought they were gonna make him the shining star.
Well, that's like part of it though. He doesn't really like the spotlight like that.
I mean, I know, but I don't know. It just is weird to me. And then the new Harry Potter game is coming out on the PS5.
Yeah, I
You've
know.
literally
Yeah.
sent me ads for that for like over a year.
Yeah, because it's like we just wanted that kind of game for so long where you just, you're your own wizard going to Hogwarts and you make your own story going through the school.
I know we've wanted that for a really long time.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
so when
in
it
all
came
like
out,
the weird
or when they
challenges
announced it anyway.
that would never end.
What do you mean?
Like you know how you play like what is it like your Red Dead and like your
Like Grand
like
Theft Auto?
Skyrim and all that.
Oh,
Like it just never ends.
they're
Like the
called,
storyline never ends.
Yeah, it'll just like generate quests for you to do over and
Yeah.
over again.
That's like
Um,
all we wanted as kids when we used to play the video games.
Well, the Harry Potter games are they're so good. They're super cheesy and stuff and like dated, but they're so good. Like I would still play them today.
Well, yeah, because like I don't know, the
PS2.
levels were like legit. And remember, we used
Yeah.
to get scared.
Yeah,
We
that
used to
game-
make our dad play the levels
was
for
really
us because
scary.
we used to get scared of like the Whomping Willow and like the little fire things that used to happen.
Definitely, like was really true to like the books. The Dementors were the scariest thing to fight in the whole game.
Oh my god! Especially remember they were on the Wii
I
when
even
we got
made-
it for like the fifth game or something.
That was fun. I like that one.
I didn't like that. I didn't like doing the Wii or I didn't
Well,
like.
all that stuff was kind of
It was stupid.
dumb, but the actual game, like everything besides that, was good.
I'm really excited for this game though.
Yeah, because especially it's like I forgot exactly. It's like the late 1800s or something, where
Yeah,
you go to
yeah.
Hogwarts and then obviously nothing from the books has happened yet. It's like another 100 years later.
Yeah.
So you get to learn a lot of stuff firsthand while you're building your character and developing the way you want.
Do you prefer the books or the movies?
Well,
Because literally,
mean,
I was just listening to this
depends on what
podcast.
part.
Yeah, I was just listening to this podcast the other day where it was like they were debating whether you should read the books first before you watch the movie or if you should watch the movie before you read the
I
books.
was just telling my friend that this is the first like series or whatever that I've ever I've seen the movies first and then went and read the books after, and I'm still
Yeah,
I
same.
just read the first
Well, at least
couple
for most of
chapters
them.
of Order of the Phoenix.
Mm.
But everything else I've read the books, like stuff like Game of Thrones. Like I
Yeah.
would read the books and then watch the show.
So, like, Ethan has read all of Game of Thrones, right? Except for the last
Yeah,
one?
there's only 5 books right now. This dude has been saying for the last one came out in 2011.
But,
It's
yeah.
been like 10 years. It's coming. It's been 10 years.
Yeah.
And the 6th book still hasn't come out. I'm waiting on
Yeah.
that.
So, you've read all the Game of Thrones, but you've never seen an episode.
No, I've seen the first 4 seasons.
Wait, what?
And then 5th season.
Because, okay, so here's the tea. Me and my dad have been watching Game of Thrones since day one. I remember
Sure.
because dad
Yeah,
was
he
like,
showed me too.
no, because it was on,
was on that
obviously it
show.
was on HBO, and he was like, hey, like, they're coming out with this new show, and it's supposed to be like Lord of the Rings, and I love Lord of the Rings, and so I was like, okay, cool, we'll watch it, and the first episode was like Lord of the Rings.
He told me when he showed me, he's like, dude, sit down and watch this, because it was like 2010, so I was like 12.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, come watch the show with me. It's like
Yeah.
Skyrim.
I remember I was
The
in high
game-
school.
Yeah, he was like, this
Yeah.
is like Skyrim, which is my favorite game of all time. The
Okay.
best video game ever made.
Okay.
So he's like, watch the show with me, and then like the first scene where they're getting chased by the others, or the White Walkers, like they call them in
Yeah.
the show.
But then
Oh.
I don't know. So tell me, like, are the wolves and they're wolves? Are they part of the books?
Yeah.
Like the whole way through?
Everything that I watched up until I stopped watching was, in the books, it was all accurate. Even
Why'd you stop watching?
because the first episode in season 5, they changed so much in that episode. It was like, I thought to myself, how could you possibly tell the story the way it is
They
in the
don't.
books? Yeah, exactly.
don't.
That's why I didn't like it. I didn't like
Yeah.
what they were trying to do.
Honestly, I when I think of Game of Thrones, so obviously I've seen every single episode pretty much every week that it came out. When I think of Game of Thrones, I think of Game of Thrones literally as like 3 different shows. So like seasons 1 through 3 up until like the what is it, the Red Wedding. I was gonna say the Blood Wedding, but the Red Wedding, that's like a whole different TV show to me. And then like season 4, honestly, just season 4 and 5 are like their own, and then season 6 and 7 are like their own.
That makes sense too, because like the books, they line up with the seasons. Like book 1 is season 1, book 2 is season 2, for the most part anyway. And then 4 and 5 are happening at the same time, and they're just told. They tell the books are written from the point of view of the characters, like
Yeah.
certain characters. So book 4 is what's happening with some characters, and then book 5 is at the same time, but with the other characters, what they're doing at the same time. So it kind of makes sense that those seasons, like They feel like one little group together.
Yeah, and then we don't even have to talk about the last season.
They're saying that he was like testing the waters by having the show end like that to see if he wanted the books to finish that way.
He had no say in it, though. I thought he had absolutely no say. I thought HBO completely took it over.
Maybe for the last season.
The last season.
I heard that he had,
no. For the last
like,
season.
J.K. Rowling like had influence like the whole time, pretty much.
Yeah, no. The last season they completely took it from him because
they
were waiting. They were waiting for him to release like another book.
There's two more books, and he hasn't. It's been 10 years.
Well, they're doing a prequel to Game of
I
Thrones.
saw that.
So maybe he's focusing on that because I'm sure HBO has started on that. I'm positive. With the pandemic, it might have slowed down a little bit, but they're for sure doing a prequel to Game of Thrones. They're not going to let that go.
Well, yeah, that's what my friend was saying. He wants to see, like, when Robert and Ned were fighting the war.
Yeah,
put Robert on the throne.
Basically what they're doing.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. I'm sure they're just doing it to make money. But
yeah.
If they can do it well, I mean...
I don't know. When you should go watch the rest of the seasons, you're going to get angry.
I'm already angry. Yeah, I know. Like, I know how the show ends, you know? It's, like, impossible not to hear about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But...
I remember when me, Dad, and my significant other watched it together.
Doesn't... Like, I wasn't even mad. It just didn't really make sense that it would end
No,
like that.
it made absolutely no sense. But not only did it not make any sense, there wasn't any satisfaction in it.
Yeah, that's why.
Like all the evil people just...
How do you build up a show like that? I mean, it was on for, like 8 seasons, right? It's like 8 years.
I think there was only 7 seasons.
What I thought was it was like there's 7 books, but it's like with Harry Potter where they split the last one into like 2 seasons.
I don't know. I remember. No, it didn't come out in 2010. It came out in 2011, I think.
Oh, I thought it was 2010. But
I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
it's whatever.
Like when you're.
I would watch the prequel though. They got me.
I mean,
they still have me.
That. Especially because there's not that's not detailed in the book, so they have a lot of room to do what they want as long as they don't change anything really like crucial.
Wait, okay, so we have to go back to Harry Potter real quick. Because you also have a controversial opinion about this.
Of like my favorite movie?
Your favorite Harry Potter movie. This makes me so angry. This makes me so angry.
Personally, I'll just explain why. Because I think the best battle in the whole series is at the end of the 5th movie. Voldemort and Dumbledore with no score, no music. You can hear how intense everything is that's going on. And it's so personal, too. There's a lot more going on.
So are you telling me right now that Order of the Phoenix is your favorite Harry Potter movie?
I can't pick between that one and Half-Blood Prince. But let me tell you, it might change because when I started reading the books, I heard that everybody hated the 4th one because that was like the one they changed the most from the books. Yeah. And it's very true.
I remember that. I mean, I remember that when it came out.
Like there's left out a lot and it's like important stuff. Yeah. It was almost to the point like with Game of Thrones where they almost changed it to the point where you can't really tell the same story that's in the books. Yeah. But luckily they didn't change enough.
So you're telling me right now that Order of the Phoenix or Half-Blood Prince are your favorite movie? That's just so ridiculous.
But she likes the 3rd one the most. That's what you told me.
That is not what I told you. Yeah, that is 100% not what I told you.
Actually, what you said is when you're going to bed and you just want to have background noise, you play that one. Nope. That's what you told me because you showed me a video on YouTube and you're like, yeah, I agree with that.
Not the 3rd one.
Yeah, because it's the only one where Voldemort's not actually in it.
No.
And there's like nothing. Nope. She's lying.
I'm not lying. You know which one is my favorite.
That's what. Yeah, I just said it.
No, you know which one is my favorite. It's Chamber of Secrets.
The game.
No.
God. The video game that is the best Harry Potter video game.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you there. But Chamber of Secrets is also my favorite movie out of the whole Harry Potter franchise. And then of course you have to give it to part 2.
Well, yeah, I mean that's like after 5 and 6.
Honestly, Ethan, like if you play that scene right now at the end, I'll just cry.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like even when he wait, which scene though?
When they're dropping their kids off to go to Hogwarts.
The very last scene.
Literally, I remember when we went to that premiere, and me and Madison dressed up.
I remember that, and everybody there.
And everyone there was just crying, like bawling their eyes out, and I'm over here, like.
That show, I mean, they're gonna.
That ending was perfect. I think that out of come on. Like, what could have you done?
Well, that's why. I mean, that's pretty much exactly what happens, in the books. Like, you give it to.
Okay, so what do you think about Cursed Child?
What do you mean?
Have you read it?
No, I haven't read that. I'm still reading the actual series.
I have Cursed Child in my closet. You need to read it.
The only thing I know about that is that most people didn't like it.
I know, which I think is crazy
That's, like, the
because I
general
loved
opinion.
it.
I don't know why.
I loved
I forgot
it.
why they said.
I honestly didn't like the beginning. I've read it a couple
What's
times.
the premise?
They're kids.
What?
Harry's kids.
Yeah, but like what? What's going on? They're just at school, like.
I don't want to give too much away because it's.
Okay, just don't.
They basically combine all of the movies into like one story, basically. Like they use like the time turner from the fourth one. Harry's son, his second son. Or sorry, the third one. Yeah, so Harry's son, his second son, is best friends with Malfoy's son. And they get stuck in the past,
the
basically.
one who doesn't go to school at the end of the 8th movie? Like, he sends, like, his older son to school, right, at the end? So you're talking about the second one?
I don't know. No, it's only, he only has one, I think he only has one kid.
That's what I thought. That's why I was confused right now.
But yeah.
No, he does have, I'm pretty sure there was, like, a younger kid.
I don't know.
They weren't old enough to go to Hogwarts yet.
So, but people didn't like Cursed Child because it didn't come from J.K. Rowling.
Oh, that
it came from a different guy, right? But J.K. Rowling still had influence, very much like the movies.
And she like approved it too.
She approved it, yeah. She was like, "This is what would happen," and she twisted some things that she thought wouldn't happen. Basically, it's kind of like the fourth one, like the fourth, like with the mazes and like.
How do you fit all that into one story?
I don't know. It was really good. I thought it was really good. Like, I wish that they would make it a movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably read it then, but I'm probably gonna buy it too.
Yeah, but it's set up like a play. It's not a book.
I know. That's why I've seen like the actor, like like not screenshots, but pictures from the actors actually doing it on stage.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's no like theatrical movie.
Yeah. So I think.
didn't know it was written like that.
Yeah, it's written like the play.
It's like reading Shakespeare in high school. It's like the worst thing. I hate that.
Well, I'm okay with it. I used to be a theater kid, so.
Yeah, I know.
So I can like read stuff like that.
Tried to get me to join drama too. I remember that.
Yeah. Honestly, doing theater and musical theater in high school was one of the most like liberating experiences, I think, for me.
I don't know. Like personally, I've never gotten anything out of that. Like I took drama class.
Well, because you don't like to be on a stage. I like to be on a stage.
It just depends on the stage.
I've always been on a stage. What do you mean?
Like that kind of stage? Yeah. I mean, like I've been playing sports forever. Yeah,
but it's a little different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's a different skill set. Yeah. All right. Do we talk about anything else?
No,
I think we covered it all. Yeah.
Game. Other than the fact that we don't really know much about the video game, other than
do we know the release date?
Late 1800s.
No, right?
It's sometime this year. It's probably gonna end up being like holiday, maybe like October or November.
Oh my god, that long? We have to wait another year?
Yeah, because when they announced it, like. They announced it like that. Well, they didn't announce it a year ago. They got leaked that Warner Brothers was hiring developers.
I remember that when you sent me that.
The wording had something to do with like you knew it was Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And then like a couple months ago, like November, October 2020 is when they were like, yeah, it's a thing. It's coming next year.
But there was like a full trailer, like as if it was done, and it was like in its final stages.
A release trailer. No, the way that they do it, it's the release trailer, like the announcement trailer is what they call it. And you get like the cinematic trailer later and the gameplay trailer showing like how the game actually works. And we haven't got any of that yet.
Why? Why are there so many trailers? They're not done. Why are there so many trailers?
They showcase different things. It's like every video game's like that.
Okay. Well, we'll stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for listening to this week's episode. If you want to see my brother again, if you want to hear him talk about his college life or maybe more of these nerdy subjects, please let me know in the comments. Please remember to like, subscribe, leave a review.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like. Ew.
Yeah, exactly.
What? And then make sure to check me out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube for the visual version. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode, and this was Honestly Hannah.